We are live. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and CageSideSeats.com. It is a special preview episode of the 2019 Royal Rumble. I'm your host, Tommy. My other host, Theron. Anthony's on assignment, roaming the wilderness of Oregon somewhere, searching for surprise Royal Rumble participants. Theron?
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the show. Excited to be on here. This is a first time, same zip code, same household podcast. That's exciting.
Yeah, man, you made the trip from Phoenix, man. You jumped time zones in order to attend the Royal Rumble, in order to attend this podcast, in order to attend NXT TakeOver on Saturday, man. You got a big weekend.
This is going to be a big weekend, and I'm old, so I'm not really sure what's going to happen at the end of it. Pretty sure I'm probably going to do something terribly wrong in the neighbor's yard. Don't know why, but that's typically how things go when you're dealing with Champ Kind.
I thought we were doing T-Monies, Hollywood monies. You're almost to Hollywood, man. You're like one state over.
I am only one state over, and maybe it's time for me to finally take advantage of my calling as an entertainer slash real estate agent slash musician slash sports agent slash The Rock slash sports advisor slash any other thing else that you need, because I'm a jack of many trades, but not all.
The
I'm
Swiss
a Swiss Army knife.
Swiss Army Knights at the Bros for Elbow show. I like it. All right, man. So let's just go over our outline real quick. No question of the day. That segment has been burned to death, along with that Theron soapbox. You got intro.
Soapbox.
Yeah, that soapbox, and then the question of the day are lying in storage somewhere 6 feet under the ground. We got banter. Okay, we got intro. Okay, we got friendly banter. Okay, I think we did that. Rumble picks. Let's get right into it, man. Right into the meat and potatoes of it all. We got a 9-match card, 7 title fights, 2 Rumble matches. What are you looking forward to most on this card?
We're supposed to save this for after the picks, but I'm looking forward to the surprise entrance. Any big signings that may or may not happen, or may not have already happened. I always look forward to the surprise entrance and the 1 to 2 veteran entrants that you might see, because I think it's cool to be nostalgic. And if they make a big signing, like, for example, AJ Styles when he debuted, or a call up even, that's what I'm excited for. What about you, man? What are you looking forward to the most?
I kind of want to see the second Women's Royal Rumble, man. I want to see how they do it, how they can they recreate the magic, I guess, because the first time was cool, and I think they did it really well, but can they lightning strike twice kind of thing? Can they pull off another 30-woman match and with surprises and, like you said, call-ups and all that stuff, the same thing the men's do, and can they do it better? Because last year I thought they did it better. Can they go 2 years in a row doing it better than men?
That would be pretty sweet. And then you have to wonder now, so last year was historic. Mm-hmm. Now, are they going to still bring back all these legends? Do you get some new legends? Do you do more NXT, Mae Young, NXT UK? Like, it's exciting stuff, actually, when you think about it. We'll be there live.
Physically. That's true. We will be there live, man. Bros for Elbows live from Chase Field on Sunday with all your coverage and all your live tweets. Yeah, man. Okay, let's get right into it. So the kickoff matches, they have 2 kickoff matches. First one is a fatal 4-way for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. You got champion Buddy Murphy versus Akira Tozawa, Hideo Itami, and Kalisto. Let's go right to you, man. I know you watch 205 Live about as much as I do. So, who do you got in this match?
Did you say Hideo Itami, Tozawa, Kalisto?
Kalisto, he's down. Lucha House Party's down in. I guess they're still down in 205 Live and SmackDown or Raw.
So they're cross branding the cruiserweights.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with the current champion Buddy Murphy. I think that he retains.
Yeah, I think I'm with you too, man. I think they'll probably keep it on until Rumble. Not till Rumble, till WrestleMania 35. I see no reason to take it off. He's doing really good matches with everyone. His newest monkey wrench is to throw 3 other dudes at him, see if he can pull off another great match there. So I'm with your Murphy pick right there too as well.
Buddy Murphy,
Murph dog.
I just don't see anyone taking the title off of him besides maybe a Tommy, but he gets hurt too much. I don't know. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
moving on from 205 Live.
Let's move on to the United States Championship picture. Often overlooked. Rusev won the title back in December quietly. I think it was on the Christmas Eve episode or a New Year's Day episode. It was over the holidays. And then he's taking on Shinsuke Nakamura using that rematch, getting that rematch. So I'm going to go with Rusev. I don't know. I don't see a reason to put it back on Nakamura, really, to be honest with you. I think he had his run. It was kind of really quiet, one of the most quietest U.S. titles runs in a while. So I think it's time to go to Rusev and see how how far he can go being a babyface. See what he can do with that. What do you think? Do you think Nakamura can pull the upset, or do you think Rusev retains the title?
I think Nakamura has had his entire run in WWE already. Unfortunately,
Mm-hmm.
he's obviously now a mid card star. He's on the pre-show, like so. I'm gonna go with Rusev. I feel like they might have really phoned in what could have been a great push for Nakamura. Not to go too deep into it, but I feel like Rusev retains the title. I feel bad for Nakamura because this was a guy that had a lot of hype coming in, and he had several WWE Championship opportunities, never won. Finally gets a gold, and then they put it on the pre-show. So
What do you think about that, man? Like, as a Royal Rumble winner, he won the Royal Rumble last year. Now this year he's on the pre-show. Has that ever happened before, man? When someone wins the Royal
I'm
Rumble,
pretty sure it has not,
yeah, well,
right?
man, that's wild, man. I don't think so. Someone would have to look it up. Send Anthony a text or something.
I didn't even think about that. He did win the Rumble last year. He
Mm-hmm.
did go on to be well, I guess they didn't give him a main event, but he was out. He was obviously in the main event for SmackDown Live, and now you're on the pre-show, going for the mid card title that no one speaks about. That's crazy. He should just go back to New Japan.
There was
Uh,
rumors that he might do that once his contract's up. That he was thinking about like going returning home and just like yeah being a star in New Japan again.
I mean, he obviously had way better street cred out there. His
Mm-hmm.
push was a lot bigger. Obviously, I don't know if he was ever IWGP Heavyweight Champion, but he definitely was their was it TV champion or I don't know whatever their mid card title is. But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like their mid card is bigger to their fan base, like just because of the matches they're putting on. So
Plus, they could use it. Like they actually use him right now since they just lost Rhodes and the Young Bucks and Adam Page.
they did just lose a whole lot of talent to AEW, and they're
Yeah.
not going to do any business with them. And everything with Kenny Omega, the cleaner, is kind of hinging because they may revisit that, but right now they don't have it. So you got to grab a Shinsuke Nakamura because who's going to put the butts in the seats?
Exactly, Tony Schiavone. Exactly. All right, so now we're on to the main card. That's a feud that's kind of picked up really hot lately. The Bar, Cesaro and Sheamus versus the scrap together team, The Miz and Shane McMahon for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. Who do you got in this one? Do you got the Bar still running the SmackDown division, or do you got this makeshift team pulling off the upset?
I got to think of what the whole end game is with this makeshift tag team. And I think for the sake of keeping them together for a small time, for somebody to screw somebody over, you're going to get some new tag team champions. I mean, the Bars had the titles numerous times. I think we've said numerous times we're tired of them as a tag team. So I'm going to say
Mm-hmm.
that The Miz and Shane O'Mac will be the SmackDown Live tag team champions after Sunday night.
Yeah, man, I kind of agree. I think the momentum's all pulling that way. I got to agree with you again. I think we're 3 for 3 on this. Yeah, the Miz and Shane McMahon. I think they're the more interesting team. The Bar's had his run. They've had some great matches on Raw and SmackDown, but I think this Miz and Shane McMahon team is kind of like building momentum, and I think that culminates at Royal Rumble with them getting the title and seeing how they work together as champions, which would be super weird because
Yeah,
I don't think Shane McMahon's ever won the title before. On the
no, he hasn't.
yeah, so
How
and
does how does that make teams like not to go off on a tangent, but how does that make teams like Dash and Dawson and the Good Brothers look? Dash and Dawson apparently asked for their release, which they weren't given.
mhm.
And then you got Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson just kind of walling about. These are hot tag teams. Dash and Dawson, only two-time NXT tag champions. The Gallows, Anderson, no, don't have to really go into detail about their legendary track record in Japan. Like,
Hmm.
and then you even have the Authors of Pain, who were champions for maybe a month or so. I haven't seen them on TV since they dropped the titles to the Glorious Domination or whatever they call themselves. Like, what do you think about this? That the bar is still in the picture, and rather than use other tag teams that are already put together, you just make one.
What about Sanity, man? Speaking of tag teams, that's been just like totally
I don't even
miss.
know where Sanity is right now. They've been on TV, off TV, back on TV, one little segment.
Hmm.
They're on the main roster on SmackDown Live, correct?
That is correct, man. I don't. I can't even remember the last time they were on SmackDown Live, but they were. Yeah, it's weird, man, because there's so much talent. Like, there's so much talent in the tag team. We just named three really talented tag teams right there, and there's not getting love. So there could be get to so the on Sunday night the champions could be Miz and McMahon, and then on the other side be Gable and Rude, like two thrown together teams on
Yeah,
top of each. It's just like that. I think just WWE's misuse of the tag team division, which may open up opportunities in AEW or somewhere else if anyone ever gets out of their contracts. But I don't know.
absolutely, man. If I'm a wrestler, I'm thinking how fast can I? If I'm in the tag team division, especially,
Yeah.
I'm thinking how fast can I get out of this? What am I doing? I mean, the money's probably good. I know they pay a lot. I know they
Hmm.
offer a lot, but is it worth it if you're not even doing what you want to do as a wrestler? I don't think so.
Yeah, that's true.
You
That's a very good point. Uh, next up, man. Next up is all more title matches. I guess I'll go with Asuka versus Becky Lynch for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Asuka won it at TLC thanks to some Ronda Rousey interference. Becky Lynch never got pinned in that match. It was a ladder match, so she never took the pin. So she's still kind of the uncrowned champion. So it's the champion versus like the hottest woman on the roster right now. Asuka versus Lynch. You went first last time, so I'll go first this time. And I want to pick Asuka, but I feel like all the momentum's going towards Becky Lynch, man. Like she's always has the most mic time, the most TV time on SmackDown. It feels like it's kind of hard for them to not put the title on her. It's yeah, it'd be really a weird dance not to put the title on her unless there's some kind of shenanigans in the match with where Asuka wins, which is kind of crazy because Asuka won the women's Royal Rumble last year, so she should still have a lot of street cred to her name. But you're drinking,
know,
drinking.
I'm sorry. It's just like the Drink Champs podcast. It's just a little ice. It's
Just,
just a little ice.
anyway, I'm gonna go Becky Lynch, but I could see Asuka winning too as well because she's still strong. She's a good champion, and maybe they'll go a different direction with Becky Lynch on this one. But what do you think? Is it Lynch or Asuka on Sunday night?
It's tough. Um, you don't want to, if they're actually going to do what they said they're going to do and do some sort of a Lynch versus Rousey or Lynch Rousey Flair feud for a title, like, does that, you don't want to go title for title. So I guess I'll play devil's advocate and go with, I guess I'll go with Asuka because I think that, A, they want to do maybe a horsewoman feud, and B, I just don't know how you do Lynch versus Rousey with the same title just on different brands. So now are you? I guess you have to unify the title. I don't really know. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll just pick Oscar for the sake of giving them other storylines to work with.
That makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. Seems like that could be a direction they go as well. Next up, let's go Daniel Bryant, the other SmackDown Championship. The Daniel Bryan and it versus AJ Styles. So Daniel Bryan defending his title again versus AJ Styles. Daniel Bryan's now a heel. He's the new Daniel Bryan, and AJ Styles got I guess, a little spark back into him a little bit, but he did punch out Vince McMahon one time. But
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if it's enough to get him over the hump yet with Daniel Bryan. Who do you got in this match, Bryan or Styles?
I'm just gonna go with Daniel Bryan. I think this reinvented Daniel Bryan is one of the greater heels. We were talking today. He had two rail jumps. Um, he's just really doing well with this heel character, and I think he's getting what they want him to get. And I mean, AJ Styles is a good wrestler, obviously, but I want the wrestler. I don't care, but I think the public, the public probably wants to see um, the wrestler that is also the wrestler and the heel, and just good on the mic. and you can do more segments with him. You know, Styles, he's like a little bulldog or whatever, but I just believe you don't change up what Daniel Bryan's doing right now.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan's kind of on fire. I kind of agree with you. He's on fire being a heel, man. He really like stepped into that role, and it's been a smooth transition, which is kind of crazy. Got to think he was such a good baby face, but then he comes over heel, and now he's even like better. It's like,
Yeah,
wow, this is like hiding under his. He had this up his sleeve all these years. We finally get to see it. So yeah, man, I just don't see. I feel like this entire card, there's a lot of matches that are going to be good, but I don't see the champions necessarily losing. So I think there's a lot of easy picks, but a lot of good matches, and I think it's another easy pick where I think WWE's got to keep the momentum on Daniel Bryan and keep the belt on him. So I'm going with Daniel Bryan as well.
yeah,
Uh,
for sure.
only got a couple matches left. We've got one, no, about two matches, then two Rumbles left. Ronda Rousey versus Sasha Banks for the Raw Women's Championship. Feel like this is another match that's going to be really good in the ring, but I think it's an easy pick, and I'm going to go first. I'll pick Rousey, man. I think they are building so much onto Rousey. They're still building her up as like the main star on Raw, as maybe a possible main event for WrestleMania down the line. So I'm going to go for Rousey, and Sasha Banks kind of came out of nowhere. She has a really good resume on the path, but before that, she was just tagging with Bayley and really just kind of like in no man's land for the last like year. She didn't really do anything in 2018 as far as singles action goes. Maybe that's because she was on the same brand of Rousey, but I'm gonna go for Rousey, but I expect like probably maybe Rousey's best match because she gets to dance with Banks for 15 minutes. So I'm excited about that. Who do you got? You got Rousey or Banks and somehow, some way.
We've seen a lot of great Sasha Banks matches between her and Charlotte Flair and Bayley. I think they're gonna just keep riding around the Rousey. I mean, she's pretty much been sky rockets in flight to the top of the women's division. Um, you know, whether you like her or not, that's what happened. So I don't see why they would change that up now. I'm not saying Sasha's not a great in ring competitor, a great talent. I just don't think that it's her time. I think we get some sort of interference from the horsewomen of either
Oh,
MMA or WWE, and then boom, you know, Rousey retains the title. Maybe Rousey turns into a heel, and now the Charlotte Flairs and Becky Lynches and so on and so forth have to come save the day.
man, that's like some good fantasy book, man. I think everyone would go home happy if the you got some horsewoman like teases on Sunday night. Maybe the men's main event. I don't think it's going to go on last. I think probably one of the Rumbles matches is probably going to go on last on Sunday. But Brock Lesnar defending his Universal Championship against Finn Balor. It's supposed to be Braun Strowman originally. Balor kind of stepped in on 2 weeks' notice to kind of switch everything around. Who do you like in this one? I'm thinking it's another easy pick, but maybe you'll throw a curveball at us. Do you think you got Balor or Lesnar?
I'm going to go with Brock Lesnar.
Where's Anthony,
Pro-
man? Where's Anthony?
right,
God.
proven track record. Um, you know, enough said. Proven track record. Enough said. I like Finn Balor, and I want nothing but the best for him. And I do feel as though in his future he will be crowned Universal Champion a few more times. But I think that for the sake of WrestleMania season, you go with the Beast.
Yeah, man, the Beast is a hard mountain to climb, and yeah, you've seen so many people fail recently. Roman Reigns only getting like one win in 5 tries, so I don't think Balor's going to get a win right out of the gate. You gotta kind of earn your way up to Lesnar, and I don't think Balor's the one to do it. Kind of like similar to Sasha Banks, he didn't really do anything in 2018, and now he's been like a high profile match to begin 2019. So they didn't really, they kind of just shoved him in the spot last minute because of Strowman's injury or Strowman doing whatever. But it's a it's a tough break for it's a big spot opportunity for Finn Balor. So I'm curious to see how he performs. He's a really good wrestler, but I just don't think, like, I agree with you. I don't think it's going to be his time on Sunday night.
It's a lot like Braun Strowman. Like every time he's gone for the Universal title, I thought this could be the time. But
Mm-hmm.
then I'm like, nah, this just isn't his time. I don't know what it is about that they have against him, but they're just not ready to do it for him yet, you know? So
Yeah.
that's how I feel they are with Finn.
What do you think is going to go on last? Do you think it's going to be the men's Rumble match or the women's Rumble match?
Who was it last year?
Women's
Men's,
Rumble
right?
match.
Oh, was
Yeah.
it women's?
Yeah. Women's went last.
Stick to the formula.
Okay, so let's pick the men's first. I'm gonna read really quick who we know is gonna be in the men's Royal Rumble because they've announced 20 people already.
Okay.
All right, got R-Truth, Drew McIntyre, Big E, Kofi, Xavier Woods, Seth Rollins, Jeff Hardy, Dean Ambrose, Bobby Lashley, Samoa Joe, John Cena, Elias, Baron Corbin, Jinder Mahal, Apollo Cruz, Andre Cien Almas, Mustafa Ali, Rey Mysterio, Titus O'Neil, and Randy Orton.
Hmm.
Whew. Uh, that's
The
20.
Viper. Just kidding. It's not my page.
Oh man, I'll go first on this one. Everything's pointing to Seth Rollins.
Oh,
Everyone's predicting that, man. I guess my only other one would be maybe Drew McIntyre. I feel like it's going to come someone from the Raw brand's going to do it. Maybe,
yeah.
maybe Samoa Joe on SmackDown, but you'd have to turn him face maybe I guess against Daniel Bryan. So I don't know if that would work. But he's also injured a lot too. So I don't know if you want to hitch your ride to him as well. So I'm gonna go. I think Seth Rollins is the safe pick. Um, he had a great 2018. Unlike Banks or Balor, who we were just talking about, Rollins had a great 2018, and I think he can build on that and be a legitimate challenger for Lesnar at WrestleMania. So I'll go with the Kingslayer to win the men's rumble. I think fans will be happy with that one. How about you?
Mm-hmm. 30 different superstars or so enter this ring with one
Mm.
goal, getting to WrestleMania and then becoming either the Universal and or WWE champion. I think that I agree with what you're saying. I think Rollins has so much momentum. He actually had a really good 2018, all things considered, not being the top champion, but being Intercontinental champion, tag champion, going through a great breakup with one of his quote unquote friends. Even though the story itself sucked, I mean, still, you know, I think it's Rollins' year. I think you put the title on Rollins. I think that in the absence of Roman Reigns, get well soon, Roman. It's time. You got to stick with one of these three guys from the Shield because they are, in fact, the future. Dean Ambrose is like phoning it in. Roman obviously health issues. I see Seth Rollins winning this Rumble to go ahead and main event WrestleMania because I don't want to have to figure out how we get Rollins versus Lesnar if say Rollins doesn't win, and especially if like someone from SmackDown wins. So I'm going with Rollins.
All
It's
right,
a good time. No title belt. Perfect time to push him to the top.
makes sense. All right, and then we got the second ever women's Royal Rumble match. Maybe even announced more. They announced 23, according to Wikipedia. 23 of the 30. It's just kind of wild. Run down this really quick. Carmella, Ember
Ooh.
Moon, Natalia, Bailey, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Alicia Fox, Selena Vega, Naomi, Mickey James, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, Charlotte Flair, Tamina, Dana Brooke, Lana, Nia Jax, Nikki Cross, Alexa Bliss, and Lacey Evans have all been announced for the Women's Royal Rumble. Who do you have, man? Who's going to win the second ever Women's Royal Rumble? And I guess the wild card in this is Becky Lynch going to enter the Royal Rumble if she loses, or is Sasha Banks going to enter the Royal Rumble if she loses?
Right. I'm gonna go with Peyton Royce.
The Australian upset, man.
Yeah, Peyton Royce. Yeah, that's my choice. It's like Burt Reynolds on Jeopardy on SNL. Whatever.
What about Sean Connery on Jeopardy?
Oh, I can't even say any of his jokes because they're inappropriate. But you get the general idea, Trebek. You get the general idea.
You really hated Trebek. It was great. It was
Your
great.
mother's a whole. Never mind.
One of the best feuds in SNL history.
I might have to watch a couple of those skits. They are actually some of my favorite skits on television.
They're hilarious, man. Okay, so besides Peyton Royce, I guess who's your second backup pick?
Oh, okay. I guess I wasn't allowed to go with Peyton Royce.
Sorry.
Nobody wants to hug anybody. Ooh. Ooh.
Carmella, Charlotte Flair, Nia Jax, Alexa Bliss.
See, all these names are so boring to me now. Carmella.
She's out at number 30, man.
Yeah, that's why she has a good chance to win.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't have to necessarily win the title, but I'm just picking Carmella. Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna throw a wild card.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna stay with Carmella. I was gonna say Mandy Rose, but I just think she's a little too green. I don't think
Yeah.
it's her time yet. So we'll go with Carmella.
That would have been a wild card. Maybe next year, man. Maybe by a year
Maybe.
of more of Mandy Roseness, more of
Yeah.
Corey Graves
You
doing
just
whatever
called her
wrong.
Mandy Moore. I'm weak.
Oh, sorry, my
Oh
bad.
well.
I'm gonna go with the safe, boring pick, man. Just because someone can say, I'll say Charlotte Flair. I think that would
Okay.
be. I don't know if that get any pop from the crowd or if she's popular enough. I guess maybe she is popular enough. She's probably one of the biggest names on the women's roster, but I don't know if that's really. I guess it's a safe choice. It's kind of the boring choice. I kind of hope they go with someone different. If they're kind of
Yeah,
yes,
definitely.
yeah, yeah. So I'll go Charlotte Flair, man.
Charlotte Flair. That's your pick.
I guess, man. I don't want to, but
Uh,
I feel like that's probably the direction they're going to go to set up Flair versus Rousey or something like that.
no, that's that's what's best for business.
That's
As
very
far as the
corporate.
podcast and the picks go, that's a good choice. I could see that happening again. What else?
Oh man. Yeah, man. I think we covered Royal Rumble very thoroughly. I guess we cover NXT Takeover real quick, man. We'll be there on Saturday night, man, live from Talking Stick Resort Arena
That's
in
the
downtown
thing.
Phoenix.
We're going to the Talking Stick Arena. When I left this place
Uh huh.
5 years ago, it was, I believe, American West. America. What was it? America West? No, Southwest.
United Air, U.S. Airways.
U.S. Airways Center.
I don't,
Uh,
under naming airlines that don't even exist anymore.
I said America West. I was like, I think that's Southwest. Now I don't really know, but it's just exciting. It's exciting to be here in Arizona. It's exciting to do this podcast live from one household. The desert is an exciting place. There's a lot of small rocks and shrubbery. Let's get on to the let's get on the takeover. I'm definitely dying of lack of sleep. I can feel it in my bones. Not that I'm rushing this podcast, but I'm sensing the death.
You've been up since like 3 a.m., man. I think you just flew in today.
Basically, basically, I've gone cover to cover out here, and it's definitely only 10 o'clock, but in my mind, it's 12 o'clock.
Yeah,
Stay
man.
thirsty, my friends.
The most interesting podcaster in the world.
Yeah,
Uh,
me,
yeah, exactly.
us.
Oh man. Matt Riddle versus Cassius Ono. It's a grudge match. Is the opening match likely? I'm just gonna go with Matt Riddle on this one. I don't really have any logic to it. Just he's already won the first two matches, so why not win the third and just sweep Cassius Ono out of here?
Is he in NXT, is he in WWE 2K19? Because that'd be pretty key.
Cassius Ono is. I don't think Matt Riddle is yet. No, someone's got to create him in
Uh,
the creator suite.
well,
Download.
fair enough. I will then go with, and I quote, Cassius Ono to go against what you're saying and to give him a signature win since he's already lost twice.
Makes sense. All right. Undisputed Era putting on their NXT Tag Team Championships on the line. Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong versus the War Raiders, Hanson and Rowe. I guess you go first on this one.
If I don't see you in a segment before one of the biggest matches of your career in your young WWE career, I don't think you're winning a match. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the Undisputed Era retaining their tag team championships.
That's a good point, man. The War Raiders were nowhere to be found on the go home show.
At all.
Yeah, man.
I didn't even know they were in the match. I forgot.
That's a very good point. So I'm going to go with the Undisputed Era too, man. They have so much momentum. Probably one of the coolest factions. Probably the coolest faction since the Shield. If someone wants to argue with that, write in or call in or send a telegram because I think the Undisputed Era is probably the coolest faction since the Shield that the WWE's been able to create under the banner. So I want to see them keep the titles. Next up, let's go with Shayna Baszler versus Bianca Belair for the NXT Women's Championship. I'll go first on this one. I got to go Baszler, even though Bianca Belair has an undefeated streak. So she's got that on the line. Baszler's got her title on the line, and she's got the two horsewomen, Jedediah Duke and Marina Shafir, backing her up. So I'll go with Baszler in this one. I think she builds more momentum, and maybe she makes a Rumble appearance the next night. That would be kind of cool. One surprise entries. Who do you got? Belair for the upset or Baszler for the retainer?
I could see Baszler dropping the title so she could get into this horsewoman feud,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm.
she's not dropping that title. I mean, this is her first. I don't know if this is her first defense, but this is her. This is like what her second defense since she got the belt, or first maybe. Like she had a
What's her
rematch
second?
with.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
second. Yeah.
I'm gonna say she wins. She hangs on to the belt still for a little while longer. Anyway,
My pick, maybe for the best match of the weekend coming up, Ricochet versus Johnny Gargano for the NXT North American Championship. No stipulation. It's a simple one-on-one match, but I think it might be the best match of the weekend. Who do you got? You got your boy Gargano, or do you got King Ricochet to retain his North American title?
I can't put tattoos of Johnny Gargano on my body and not go with Johnny Gargano on my body. I'm gonna go with Johnny Gargano. Only because Ricochet's had that title for a while, and he probably needs to move into a new storyline. And
Um,
Gargano's hot. He's turning into a dark side Gargano.
I like Dark Knight Gargano. I'm gonna go for Ricochet just to be different. I think they make Gargano just go one step crazier, and maybe he gets involved in the main event or something like that. So he loses out on the North American title, and he goes off the edge or something. But I like Ricochet. I like both of these guys. They're both great title holders, or would be great representatives for that title.
Yep.
Main event on Saturday night. I assume it's the main event. I don't know for sure, but Tommaso Ciampa versus Aleister Black for the NXT Championship. Ciampa put on the belt. Black trying to get back from injury and regain his belt. So I'll go Ciampa though. He's the best heel, maybe a top 2 heel in the entire company. WWE and SmackDown and Raw and NXT all included in one umbrella. Ciampa's been such a good heel, and I don't think Aleister Black's the one to take the title off him. I think Black had his time, and I don't know if he's going to be able to get back the title ever, maybe, until maybe have to get called up and win a title up in the main roster. But I like Ciampa in this one. You got Ciampa or Black for this one?
I'm going to go with Tommaso Ciampa. He's on fire as a heel. Black, like you said, has already been to the mountaintop. Black could go up to the main roster. Ciampa, you can keep down as like that heel person that you come to see every week. So I'm going to say they get rid of Ciampa. Or not get rid of Ciampa. What am I saying? I'm going to say Ciampa retains the title and Aleister Black gets a promotion, maybe, you know? There's not going to be
Aleister
much
Black and
effort to
Rumble,
do
yeah,
after
man.
that. Yeah. Why not? He's got a cool dragon tattoo, you know?
True, man. Okay, 2 topics. We got our takeover picks in. We got our Royal Rumble 2019 picks in. What about the free agency of Kenny Omega? Seeing a lot of rumors floating around the rumor mill, the rumor roundup about Kenny Omega possibly going to AEW, possibly going to WWE. What do you think about his status? And will we know something this weekend about Kenny Omega?
What do I think about his status? I think that he's the hottest free agent in wrestling today, or he will be. I think that he's already made a decision, and he's doing a great job of not telling us. And I think that we're going to be at the stadium in that music or whatever music that they give him will hit, and we will see the debut of the cleaner in WWE. I mean, it'd be smart. It'd be smart or whatever to go to AEW. You're gonna have so much more creative freedom. You know, you can swear on TV. Like you know, it's a different style of wrestling in the Indies. But money's money, and I think that at the end of the day, Kenny Omega is going to take the money, and we'll see him in a WWE ring on Sunday for the first time in a long time, or at all, for at least for me. So I'm going to WWE.
That's
I don't even think you asked me that, but that's just I don't know. There's too many there's like dirt sheet reports, and I remember I sent you a report today that basically said he signed with them and that he was going to enter the Rumble, and even though he was still in Japan, and I'm just like, I mean, wow, you know. But I can see that's actually a story that's believable and true, even though they didn't have any evidence and whatever. But yeah, what
it
about you,
makes
man?
it makes sense, man. I mean, I think I said this last podcast, or I was thinking in my head, if he follows the same path as AJ Styles, the exact same run as AJ Styles for the next 2 years, I think that's a success, man. I think that's worth with him signing with the WWE. If he comes in like AJ Styles, debuts in the Rumble, gets a big match at WrestleMania, and then wins the title in his first year, like AJ Styles, has some good feuds, There's so many good matches you could have on WWE, man. Almas, Mysterio, Daniel Bryant, AJ Styles, Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar. Man, there's so many good fresh matchups that he could do if he just wants to sign like a 2-year deal with WWE and then go see what happens with AEW in 2 years. And he just go back there and be with his friends for just like a retirement tour after that or something like that. So AEW, I don't know if is always going to be there, but I think the time is now for a WWE run for Kenny Omega. And I think that would be huge, man. That would be the way for WWE is already number one by far in front of everyone else. But that'd just be like, it'd be like the Golden State Warriors. It'd be like the Dream Team, just adding someone extra onto their squad. So I'd like to see it though, just to see all the matchups and see how he does with that, man, on the biggest stage in front of the largest audiences. So I'm rooting for that. And if he goes, if he's at the Rumble, man, I think the house is going to explode, dude. The whole stadium's going to go wild. Pretty crazy.
That would be huge. That would be really huge, and that would be the pop that they would want right there. You know, that would be the pop that they would want. So it's exciting stuff, man. We'll know in a few days.
That's exciting, man. Yeah, we count all 30 entrances until we get to our truth. See if Kenny Omega is there. Ronda Rousey, someone who debuted, the other big story of the week, of the day. Ronda Rousey, who debuted 1 year ago today, or 1 year ago this week, actually, at the 2018 Royal Rumble, where she closed the show there. And now there's reports that she might be done with WWE after WrestleMania, which is kind of crazy. She's going on a 1 year run, and then she's going to go start a family. So that's a possibility. So I guess I got everyone else in a frenzy this today, speaking about that. So what do you think about Ronda? We don't really talk too much about Ronda Rousey on the show. She's always just kind of there. She's had a good rookie run, had a great match at WrestleMania, but we don't talk about it too much on this. What do you think? What's your take? Are you a fan of Ronda Rousey as a wrestler? What do you think about her?
I think she yells a lot. But still probably
needs work on the mic for sure. I agree.
Yeah. My take on this is she should stay in the WWE. This is all just dirt sheet reporting that we're hearing, and there's no way they're done. I mean, onions bring a lot of business in. Or what am I talking about? Onions bring a lot of business. What am I talking about? I don't even know what I'm talking about. It's clearly time for me to go to bed.
Tired man.
Oh my god, that was hilarious. Onions. What does onions have to do with anything? That could have been the most moment of the year. Onions. What the hell? I don't even know where that came from. I might have passed out a little bit while you were talking about it. Okay. Ronda Rousey needs to do whatever makes her happy. Now, they say she wants to start a family, and that's where all this is coming from. But they've also said that she's under contract until 2020. Newsflash, it's only 2019. And I think that she's at a point where she could do so much. But what if she does it all in that quick span of time, and then there's nothing left to do in the next year, and she is planning on retiring? So it's like, do you keep her, or do you just let her go now since that's what she wanted to do? But it's like, will she then be frowned upon because she wasn't there long?
Yeah.
She got so much in a short time. So I think she should stay. I think she should prove herself. There's so many matches she could still have. She hasn't wrestled Asuka. She hasn't wrestled, everyone that she could wrestle. She's finally fighting Sasha Banks now. You could probably get a great match out of the Hugger.
True, yeah.
I just think it's all just smoke and mirrors, and somebody may have heard her say, "Ooh, I would love to start a family" or something, and they were like, "Oh, she's quitting." So I'm not gonna read too much into it unless she actually comes and says, "Yes, this is it. I retire. Thank you, WrestleMania. Thank you, fans. I lived my dream, and now I'm gone." But yeah, I don't know. I mean, could the schedule be getting to her? I don't know.
Man, it's all good points, man. I'll keep it quick, but I guess the other rumor was that maybe like this has happened a ton of time. Like every time we hear Brock Lesnar's about to retire or about to go to MMA, he gets re-signed or something, or he gets like more money in the deal. So this could be just a negotiating tactic. And the other rumor I heard is that she might go like she might stop for a little after WrestleMania and then like come back as like Cena does or Undertaker does, and come back for like 2 or 3 months at a time, or like how Jericho did. He'd come back for like 4 or 5 months and leave, and then she'd just do something like that so she could do stuff with her family, do stuff with movies or whatever. So she might do that until her contract runs out in 2021. So I can see that either way. But I agree, man. There's a ton of stuff on the table. There's still a lot of stories to tell. She's getting better every time in the ring. Still got work to improve on the mic, but still have that horsewoman feud hanging out there. And yeah, so much stuff she could do. So I don't know. I think I'm on your side. I think you kind of talked me into it. Whereas I think she's not. She just might just be a tease and might just be some kind of drama that the WWE leaked to create some news, create some buzz before Royal Rumble on Sunday.
Oh, the trolls are out, huh? That's smart on their part. That's a good business tactic, and they have the power to do it because they probably have a computer somewhere and they can do things like that. So,
the power because Triple H listens to this podcast and gets all his great ideas.
He does get all his great ideas from us. I'm pretty sure that all of their storylines that they have put out in front of us have come clearly from us and from nowhere else.
It's very possible, man. Any last words before we wrap it up for the weekend, man, and just get into pro wrestling mode for the next couple of days?
I cannot believe that I made a reference to onions. I will never know why I made a reference to onions or what I was even doing thinking about onions at a time like this. I
Do you even
not
like
know.
onions? Do you like onions,
I
man?
actually love onions.
Oh,
They're
good,
so
man.
good. But
Yeah.
I'm overall excited. Like I said, I'm home. Haven't been here since I left, so this is great for me. And we're doing this big event. And the last time we went to a Royal Rumble, we spent the day with a man that many may or may not know because they may or may not have been around for his time. But the legendary Damien Sandow was in the building.
We did, man. We found a guy at the bar right across the street from the arena
Yeah,
dressed like Damien Sandow, man. He had the full blue robe, he had a nice beard, and he was living the gimmick, man. That
yeah,
was.
he
I
was.
think we got a picture of him too.
We have several. They're on Facebook. Go look them up.
That's legendary, man. So we gotta find that dude, find a dude in lucha libre mask, maybe find a guy wooing like Ric Flair, maybe a Macho Man impersonator. We've got some work to do this weekend.
Can we find the Psychosis as well? The chairman of WCW? Or wait, was that Laparca?
That was
That was
Laparca.
Laparca.
It's like it's late, man. Yeah, Onion. That superstar named Onion from WCW.
I don't know where that came from. Why was I talking about onions?
Oh,
What do
man.
onions have to do with wrestling podcasts? Oh man.
All right. Well, thanks for everyone tuning in for this producer list, man. We're flying on the seat of our pants here. No outline. Just a very brief outline. No producer. No third man in the booth. Anthony, get well soon in Portland, out on assignment. Theron, thanks for everything, man. Glad you're here. Glad you're out in Phoenix, man, doing big things, and excited about the Royal Rumble this weekend. Thanks for all international listeners, everyone who listens on Twitter, on Facebook, and on KHICs, and on YouTube. Shoot us a like, shoot us a subscribe, and spread the word, and elbow drop your friends, people.
Stay thirsty, my friends. Hopefully we don't get copyright infringement for that.
The most interesting podcast in the world. I love it.
Oh man, onions.